Obtuse is more. Acute, obtuse.
What are you doing right now?
His homework for him.
I'm wondering why did he ask Jason instead of me?
Yeah, obtuse. People think us carpenters are dumb.
Oh, he's back. Welcome back to my house on a soggy but warm Black Friday. I'm gonna do some work because this deck project is not done if you didn't notice. Today I'm hoping to at least get the layout and one row of cables put up because we have kids come over here and play and it's just not safe yet. So I've been charged by my wife, get this done today. Let's jump into it. Actually, I'm thinking I'll put some pants on. Still in my pajamas. So I just did the math on the space I have to the deck from the bottom of this is 34.5. I can do a 3 3/4 inch spacing between the cables and have 8 cables, or I can go 3 3/8 and have 9. So that's something I just need to think on. What's gonna look better? I think they both pass code. I've got my first section marked and ready to drill. And one thing I was doing was double checking that I was putting my template on there the correct way. Like I have a up marked and a down marked, and then I have the backside scribbled out. And that's one thing I have screwed up in the past is to make a good template, but then put it on there upside down when you do the markings. I'm gonna go with this 11/64 bit for the cable. It's a 1/8 inch cable, and this is just oversized. I may need to step up to 3/16. This thing is zipping right through this 1/8 inch wall aluminum a lot faster than when we have to drill a full 6x6 wood post or something like that. So I'm happy about that, but there's a lot of holes and I'm just getting the tip of the iceberg here. So this end of my cable is gonna have this tensioner attached to it. I've got to cut it down to an exact length now. What I did was just a rough length. I'm gonna mark it exactly where it goes into the post, right there. And what I want to end up though is that this tensioner is recessed in the post so you don't see anything. So I'm gonna cut it 3/4 longer than I marked. That way that will go into the tensioner, which will be completely inside the post. And I think that's gonna look the cleanest. It'll match the other side, no visible tensioners. It'll just look like cable coming out of a post. That goes in there. That's it for one cable out of about 100 here that I've got to do, but it's super simple. It's just one at a time. And in the end with this Revo system, there's no exposed tensioner throughout the length of the cable, which looks great. It's nice and clean. It is easy. So make sure to check that out at erigging.com. And I'm gonna keep trucking. I got about, well, 99 more to go. Okay, in just a couple hours there, I have one whole row of the cable put around the entire upper part of the deck and a lot of the posts completely drilled. So I'm happy with that progress, and it's a little safer, arguably, for people to be up here now. And once I have the crew here though, since I have a lot of this figured out, I think we're gonna blow it out fast. I know, okay. All right. So Ray's here to help me. We're gonna try to blow out a bunch more of these sections before I have Christmas party here and have a bunch of people out on this deck. One thing we're doing here to measure the cables is actually not measuring them. It's hard to hook a tape on something that's not rigid, like a piece of cable. So I've got Ray down at that end. He's just holding the cable where it goes at that end. And I'm just stretching it out, you know, a hair long here. And we'll snip it right where my thumb is. And I think that's quicker and easier than trying to like pull a tape on these. It just doesn't work. One thing I didn't mention the other day, when we're going through these wood posts, we're using a thing called wood post protectors. And I don't know how much they protect the post, but they do allow you to drill a larger hole through the post, therefore having a greater chance of connecting the holes from each side. And in the end, they look like that, which looks good. And these haven't been hit in up here all the way, but in the end, you can cover those larger holes and it looks pretty good. So that's a wood post protector. We're gonna pause for just a second to highlight and appreciate Ray's concentration face. Hit it. It's Tuesday morning. I'm here with Mike from Reliance Timber, and he drove down from Boone, which is 2.5 hours away. And right now it's 7:45 in the morning. And so you got up super early. Appreciate that.
No problem.
Yeah. So Reliance Timber is hooking us up with this Douglas Fir for our porch ceiling project. And it's beautiful. It's something you cannot get off the shelf normally at your distributor or like a box store. So if you want to order something like that, that's what you do, right?
That's what we do. I take it to you.
We're gonna let Mike talk. What do you got to say, Mike?
Say we got good stuff. Try extra hard to make it just what the customer wants, and they're good guys to work with. Then.
Okay. Hey, you're great on camera. Great job.
Hey, nice.
You did good. Thanks, Reliance. That's all I had was the pencils. Okay, all right. It's gonna be a nice warm day, like 60 degrees today, so I'm hoping we can get 2 coats of this water-based polyurethane on here. It's a matte finish Czar, and then we'll put the boards up. If you got the option, that's the better option versus putting the boards up and then doing this overhead and it's dripping all over you and running down your arm. And this Douglas Fir has a nice warm look to it. It's gonna look great on this porch ceiling. There's an access hole in this ceiling, and I've never stuck my head up in here before. And I'm gonna look right now to see what's up here, if anything interesting. I'm debating whether we should just close it off, but I'm gonna get up in here and check it out. Let's see. Insulation, nothing. This episode is brought to you by HOUZZ PRO, and they are an all-in-one business solution for builders, contractors, remodelers, and designers, which lots of you guys are, and we all want to look professional and make good money and not have to spend all of our spare time doing busy work. We want to be out enjoying the things we love like this. That was pretty awesome. We tried to swim up into the waterfall, but the current was more than I thought. Some of the great features that HOUZZ PRO offers to help you not be doing busy work is their invoicing and online payments. Every business owner knows how important cash flow is, and with HOUZZ PRO, you can easily, quickly, and securely collect payments from your client. And when you invoice your payments through HOUZZ PRO, you give them the convenient options of paying you through a credit card or a bank transfer. Your business will look organized and professional, making a great impression to your clients. Simply add your payment details to your HOUZZ PRO online account and start getting paid. You can also split your invoice into multiple payments for different parts of the job, and HOUZZ PRO will automatically let your client know when each part of the payment is due. When you send a payment request, your client will get an email and they can easily pay from their phone, or they can just check on their client dashboard to see all of the same information. Thanks again to HOUZZ PRO for sponsoring this episode. Click the link down in our description and you can get all the information you need to get going. It's free to try and I think you'll love it. Let's get back to work. After our first coat of poly is dried, I'm giving the boards a quick sand with my 3M palm sander, a manual palm sander, some 220 grit, and this just Velcros on. This is a palm sander disc, so it just loops on there. And I am getting a little gummed up here and there, so I am taking a knife kind of between and, getting off the globs. Otherwise, I'd have to change sandpaper like every single board, which I don't want to do. Our boards are dried. We went to Taco Bell. We went to Lowe's and got a fan. I think it's time to actually do this now. So we're gonna take a measurement, see if we can cut all these boards the same length. To get going here, we put this piece of trim on like on edge. It's 1 3/4 inches, and that'll give us enough hang down to cover the ends of all the boards on the ceiling, plus another 3/4 for the trim that's gonna cover the ends of all those boards. And also, we're not gonna take down this plywood that's on the ceiling right now. I thought about it, but there's no reason to really take it down, and it gives us a good nailing surface. Wherever we wanna shoot a nail, we can shoot a nail. Unless you wanna tear it down.
No.
Okay.
No. I'll tear it down. I ain't putting anything back up.
Why is this way too long? I don't know. Our first board here, we left a pencil's width space right there for expansion in case this stuff ever did pick up a little moisture. It would have room to expand. We're gonna do the same thing on the other end, and that should keep it from buckling ever. And also, Ray is bringing us an alternating bit of boards, right? Like if we cut 2 boards out of the same long piece of board, it's gonna look like 2 of this and 2 of that and 2 of this. So that would look bad, I think. So we're just like shuffling our boards as they cut them. Random shuffle. Tight, Ray? Shuffle them up. Oh, there's the shuffle we were talking about. Whoa, 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 whoa!
You didn't shuffle anything. It's like sleight of hand you just tried with us.
Dude, I'm Chris Angel over here. Leave me alone.
Ray said he invented the bridge shuffle a second ago. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I saw his bridge shuffle right there.
Good.
Patio chair makes a pretty good sawhorse, eh?
I've had
I mean,
worse.
that's not bad. Well, we did figure out that this 16 gauge nailer will shoot 18 gauge nails if you accidentally load it. But it'll shoot 2 nails at once pretty much every time. And that's how we knew it was the wrong nails. It's hard to tell the difference between 16s and 18s just looking at them sometimes. Unless you're a real carpenter. So there's our scuttle hole, and there's our scuttle hole cover. I don't know, access hole cover. And we saved and numbered all the bits we cut from these boards, and we're gonna put them in line. So it looks like the ceiling runs right through there. Genius. That's it, John-O.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Just gotta get all this furniture. It's just all pushed into one spot, and the fan is halfway assembled, but the light's working, so that's a good sign. And get cleaned up. It's always a late day at my house. Like, I never really work late unless I'm at home, and then I always do, so.
Except for Ray and Jason.
Yeah, and John-O has been really good to stay with me. Ray and Jason had other obligations, or I'm sure they would have too.
Oh, yeah.
So we're gonna cut here. Are you guys as excited as I am to get this wrapped up?
You can't even hide my excitement.
So excited.
Excellent. We're on the last section of cables here, which is awesome, but these 2 holes up here where there's a little triangle, it's really hard to get in with the drill, especially on the top one. It's about impossible to start a drill bit in metal if you're going at an angle instead of straight in. I did the whole other side like that, and I about lost my mind, so I went to Lowe's this morning and bought this little DeWalt angle drill helper. It's like a 90-degree drill jig, and it allows you to just stick the bit in there like that, and then you can get in there pretty much square, which is awesome. I already had one of these somewhere in like my tool collection from years past, but I couldn't find it. So if you don't have one of these, that's a really good thing to just have laying around to get in tight spots, and hopefully it's going to help me here. Where's my bit? I slung it again. Oh my gosh, that was like literally 1,000 times easier than what I did on this side. I should have bought it sooner.
Work smarter.
I was literally gonna pop trying to get those on the other side. One preventative measure thing we're doing here for the end caps on this Duxxbak decking, On the stairs, we're gonna shoot some Lexel in here and then stick the end caps back in. I haven't had them just falling out, but my kids have run by here and knocked a few of them off. And that's one thing I don't want to be doing, is going back around and sticking these back on all the time. So a little bit of Lexel, stick them in, and they're in there for good. One last tip, and then we're just gonna cut to the grand finale of this whole project, but I'm drilling these in for these angled sections straight, and then I'm angling the hole simply by running the drill and turning the drill up to this angle like this. And that's getting me a sloped hole through here, so it'll pop back out the other side in the right spot. Otherwise, it just straight up wouldn't work. So with that said, let's stop working and check out the finished product. Great. You guys keep working, yeah. You guys keep working for like another hour, and then in the video, we're just gonna cut straight to it. Well, that's it. After nearly a month of working on this project, repairing / upgrading the back deck here. This was a project I've been looking forward to doing since we bought the house. That's why we bought the house. The deck, the view, look at that. So we wanted to make it safe, make it nice, because at the point where we bought it, it had outdoor carpet that was mildewed, moldy. It had soft spots which you could almost fall through. The railings you could have knocked right off with your hands. And now we're finished. We have a waterproof deck still with brand new railings and a brand new ceiling, brand new fixtures. Let's take a tour. The best thing about all of these upgrades we did is everything is very low maintenance, starting from our Duxxbak decking, which is waterproof underneath. And just a little heads up, we're probably gonna put a guest suite underneath this deck someday, and that's why I was so set on getting waterproof decking. So thanks again to Duxxbak. Moving up to the railings, we have stainless steel cable rails from HOUZZ Stainless. You can get them on erigging.com, and they're maintenance free. They're stainless steel, they'll never rust, they'll never go bad, which is amazing. They look amazing, you can see through them and see our awesome view, and I love them. And wrapping it out, we put a brand new porch ceiling in out of Douglas Fir from Reliance Timber up in Boone. And this thing looks amazing. It gives that fit and finish that matches the rest of the things we did out here. So make sure to check out Reliance Timber as well, and thank you to them. And also, thank you to my guys. We actually worked till dark or past dark more times in the last month on this project than I think I ever have, because I just wanted it to get done. Thank you to my wife, who cooked us dinner and made us brownies, kept everybody fed as we were working late. It's been a really big project for me to do on the side. I'm really glad it's done, and I'm super pleased with the finished product. Thanks for building with us. Make sure to check out the playlist of all of the stuff we've done to this house since we bought it. I think it's called Upgrades at Erik's House. We'll see you on the next one. You got any parting words, Jay?
No, I just think it looks fantastic. And like, you don't realize how bad things really are until you start pulling them apart and changing them. And then once it's done, you're like, oh my gosh, that was so bad before.
Is that some sort of thing we're supposed to like think about marriage and life, or just about the deck?
No, just about
okay.
Just
all right,
about the
checking.
deck.
All right,
just
okay.
about the deck. Because you thought it was great. You bought the house. You're
Yeah.
like, oh, this is awesome. I love the deck. And then you start living in it, and you look at it, you're like,
Almost fall through it a couple
yeah.
times.
You're like, oh my gosh. And then when you got something like this, it's just amazing.
I'm gonna live out here, by the way.
Yeah.
This is my new spot.
I would put a big sign that says no kid zone.